Hey there! If you work with computers, you probably spend your time sitting in a chair a lot. And the prolonged sitting in a chair can have very detrimental effects on the health of your hips, your lower back, and your spine in general. This is where yoga can help. And in this video, I'll show you a yoga pose that you can perform as a break, maybe during lunchtime or whatever, that will have a very potent effect on counterbalancing the negative aspects of prolonged sitting. So stick around and let's find out what that pose is. But before we do that, make sure to hit the notification bell to subscribe to my channel for additional tech-savvy yoga tips. So let's find out. Okay, so the pose that we're going to cover in today's video, the pose that counterbalances the effects of prolonged sitting, is called Malasana, or the Garland Pose, otherwise known as the Yogi Squat. And it looks like this. Now, this may be a very strenuous pose for you, just to drop into it and sit like that, probably because you spend a lot of time sitting in a chair and you haven't sat like that probably since you were a child or played on the floor. So this could be a difficult pose for you to just drop in because of your knees, tightness in your calves, tightness in your hips, and tightness in your lower back. Thankfully, we can modify this pose just like any pose in yoga, and we can do this with the help of yoga blocks. So for this pose, you have to have 2 yoga blocks or a couple of thick books. The first modification that we can take is by putting a block like so in its tallest setting, and we're going to use it as a support for our seat. So dropping on this and basically sitting like that. Now, the key thing about this pose is not to slouch forward. So if you find yourself sitting like this, that probably doesn't do much for you, because this is how you sit in front of a computer. Anyways, the key thing here is to make sure that you really open up through your chest. And the way to do that is to drive your elbows into the knees. This will pull the knees apart, transfer the force down into your spine and into your chest, and it will have the effect of opening up your chest. Another way to think about that is, as you're going through this, see if you can roll back your shoulders and slide the your shoulder blades down your spine. You can try doing this gently until you find that nice point where there's some discomfort, but you can sustain it for a prolonged period of time. And once you found that point, see if you can bring your attention to your breath and really use the openness of the chest, that sensation of openness in your chest, to bring in more oxygen. Now, I forgot to mention that the reason why this pose is so beneficial is because in this pose, our spine is at its longest. So this is a very natural pose for the human body to be in, because in this pose, the spine can be as long as possible, especially in this full expression of the pose. You can see that the spine, all the way from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, is at its longest. Now, there's a lot of other yoga practices and postures that we can perform to work on our spine, but this particular pose is the easiest of them all, and it doesn't require a lot of prep. All you need to do is just have a block that you can sit on, driving the elbows into your knees and just concentrating on opening your chest. Now, if this is too easy and you want to take it to the next level, what you can do is position the blocks under your heels like so, and this will help you to squat even deeper, and it will relieve the tension from your calves. Once again, once you are in that pose, driving the elbows into your knees will give that nice chest opening effect that you can use to then breathe in more oxygen into your system. And with time, as you practice this, hopefully on a daily basis, you can gradually remove the blocks from under your feet, and then drop in all the way into the full expression of Malasana, the Garland Pose. And hopefully with time you can spend more and more time sitting like that. Ideally, you would want to spend every day practicing this pose at least 30 to 60 seconds. And just like everything with yoga, the benefits of yoga will start manifesting themselves with time. So practicing this pose during your daily break, morning coffee, lunch break, whatever, will start building the effects, and they will manifest themselves over time in less stress in your lower back, better posture in your upper back, less slouching, and more flexible hips, and as well as more stretched out calves. So that is the yoga squat or the Malasana pose for you. If you like this video, please hit that notification bell at the bottom of your screen to subscribe to my channel so that you can stay notified of my new tech-savvy yoga videos. And until then, my name is Kieran, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.